Hello, dear friends. In today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most important and influential factors in Call of Duty mobile gameplay, which is sensitivity. Several points that the world's strongest players typically use. Sensitivity is one of the most important game settings. The most important thing that professional players never tell anyone is the game graphics. The game graphics have a direct relationship with sensitivity. That is, if you increase the game graphics, your frame rate will drop by about 20%, which affects sensitivity. Most professional players put their game graphics on low and set the frame rate to max or whatever option is higher on their phone. This trick makes your gameplay stronger, and I recommend using it because it makes your sensitivity smoother. Trick number 2 is never to go for low sensitivity under any circumstances. Well, we've covered all the points, so let's move on to sensitivity training. In the rotation mode row, we select the first option, which is fixed speed. Then we go down, and in this part, we need to set the standard sensitivity. To adjust this option, we need to use a specific spot as a marker to set our standard sensitivity. We place our finger in the middle of the screen and swipe it to the right. If our gun reaches exactly the same spot as our starting point, it means our sensitivity is accurate. If it's not accurate, we can change the standard sensitivity numbers until we reach the precise sensitivity. This method helps you adjust your sensitivity accurately and have better precision in the game. The standard sensitivity settings in Call of Duty Mobile are used to adjust the camera movement sensitivity in the game. With these settings, you can control the speed and movement of your camera during gameplay. It is recommended to adjust sensitivity settings based on your personal preferences and instinct. Through experimentation and testing in the game, you can find the best settings that match your gameplay style. Some individuals may prefer higher sensitivity settings for quicker camera movements, while others may opt for lower sensitivity settings for slower and more precise. The ADS, Aim Down Sight sensitivity settings in Call of Duty Mobile are used to adjust the camera's sensitivity when aiming down the sights with a scope or using a specific button to focus on the target. These settings allow you to control the camera's sensitivity specifically when in the aim down sight mode. By adjusting this setting, you can apply a more precise and fine-tuned sensitivity while aiming at targets. Modifying these settings enables you to achieve more accurate and controlled shooting while aiming at specific targets. It is recommended to experiment and adjust the ADS sensitivity settings to best suit your preference for precise and targeted shooting. You can find the optimal sensitivity settings by increasing or decreasing the sensitivity until it provides the best coordination with your gameplay style. My suggested value for you is 125. The sniper scope sensitivity settings in Call of Duty Mobile are used to adjust the camera's sensitivity when aiming down the sights with a sniper scope. When you use a sniper scope in the game, the sniper scope sensitivity settings are utilized to control the sensitivity and movement speed of the camera in this mode. The sniper scope sensitivity settings allow you to fine-tune the camera's sensitivity specifically when using a sniper scope, offering more precise control over your movements. By modifying these settings, you can customize the sensitivity of the camera to achieve more accurate and controlled sniper shots. It is recommended to experiment and adjust the sniper scope sensitivity settings to find the optimal setting that works best for your preferred style of precise sniper shooting. You can increase or decrease the sensitivity to find the settings that give you the most comfortable and accurate aiming experience. My suggested value for you is 75. However, it is important to note that sensitivity preferences can vary among players, so feel free to fine-tune it further to suit your personal preference and improve your overall gameplay experience. The red dot hold sensitivity settings in Call of Duty Mobile are used to adjust the camera movement sensitivity when using a scope with the red dot feature. Some scopes also have the hold feature instead of the red dot and can be activated. When using these features in the game, the red dot hold sensitivity settings are used to control the sensitivity and speed of camera movement in these modes. The red dot hold sensitivity settings allow you to control the camera movement sensitivity when using a scope with the red dot or hold feature. By adjusting these settings, you can fine-tune the camera sensitivity in these modes. This can help improve your accuracy and control when using the red dot or hold scope. The best method for adjusting this sensitivity is through testing and experiencing it in the game. Each player can find sensitivity settings that provide the best match with their playstyle and personal preferences. In this adjustment process, you can experiment with increasing or decreasing the sensitivity to find settings that have the best coordination with the game's mechanics and your usage of the red dot or hold scope. As for a recommended value, I suggest trying out a sensitivity setting of 90. The third-person sensitivity settings in Call of Duty Mobile are used to adjust the camera movement sensitivity in the third-person perspective mode. In this mode, instead of playing from a first-person perspective, you use a camera positioned behind your character to view the environment and your targets. The third-person sensitivity setting is specifically related to camera movement in this mode. By changing these settings, you can have more controlled and precise rotations and camera movement in the third-person perspective. This feature allows you to navigate the game environment more accurately and smoothly, and pay attention to the positions and movements of other players. For example, if your third-person sensitivity is set to a higher value, the camera will move at a faster speed, allowing you to quickly rotate in different directions. If the sensitivity is set to a lower value, the camera movement will be slower and smoother. The best method for adjusting the third-person sensitivity is through testing and experimentation in the game. Each player can find sensitivity settings that provide the best match for their gameplay style and personal preferences. You can try increasing or decreasing the sensitivity settings to find the optimal sensitivity that suits your playstyle in the third-person mode. As for a suggested value, I recommend trying a sensitivity setting of 114. In Call of Duty Mobile, the firing sensitivity settings allow you to control the camera movement sensitivity while aiming and firing. These settings enable you to fine-tune how the camera responds to your hand movements during shooting, enhancing your overall gameplay experience. The standard sensitivity option is one of the available settings for this sensitivity. In this mode, there is a more precise adjustment of camera movement sensitivity during aiming and firing. The standard sensitivity configuration is usually considered as the default setting. By utilizing this option, you can make use of the standard settings for camera movement during shooting. The best approach to adjusting firing sensitivity is through testing and personal experience within the game. Each player can discover sensitivity settings that perfectly align with their playstyle and personal preferences. By experimenting with and modifying these settings, you can choose a sensitivity that provides better control or more precise shooting in accordance with your gameplay needs. As for a suggested value, I recommend trying a sensitivity setting of 75. In Call of Duty Mobile, the ADS sensitivity option in the firing sensitivity settings allows you to adjust the camera movement sensitivity in ADS, aim down sight mode. When you are aiming and shooting with a scope or using ADS for precise targeting, these sensitivity settings enable you to control the speed and precision of camera movement in this mode. In other words, ADS sensitivity is a separate sensitivity setting that is applied specifically when using ADS. By changing these settings, you can optimize the accuracy and speed of your camera movement during aiming and shooting. This provides you with the ability to adjust the sensitivity of camera movement in ADS mode to achieve better accuracy and control for successful shots. The value for ADS sensitivity can be adjusted based on your personal preferences and playstyle. You can increase or decrease the sensitivity settings to find the best configuration that matches your needs in ADS mode. I suggest starting with the default value for ADS sensitivity and then playing and experimenting with it. In this process, you can modify the settings and make sensitivity adjustments to find the best fit for yourself. As for a suggested value, I recommend trying a sensitivity setting of 110. The sniper scope sensitivity option in Call of Duty Mobile controls the sensitivity of the sniper scope. This option helps you to have better control over your sniper rifle and to make more accurate shots. The higher the sensitivity, the faster the sniper scope will move. This is useful for shooting at long-range targets, as it allows you to lock onto them faster. However, higher sensitivity can also be problematic, as it may make it difficult for you to control the sniper scope. If you are a beginner, it is best to start with a lower sensitivity and gradually increase it. For beginner players, 30, 50. For experienced players, 50, 70. For professional players, 70 plus. The red dot hold sensitivity option in the firing sensitivity settings in Call of Duty. Mobile determines the camera sensitivity when using red dot sights and holding the fire button. Red dot sights are one of the most popular types of sights in Call of Duty Mobile. They help players aim targets with greater accuracy. The camera sensitivity when using red dot sights affects the speed at which the camera turns and the accuracy of aiming. The higher the camera sensitivity value, the faster the camera turns and the accuracy of aiming decreases. Conversely, the lower the camera sensitivity value, the slower the camera turns and the accuracy of aiming increases. In general, professional Call of Duty, mobile players prefer to set the camera sensitivity when using red dot sights slightly lower than the camera sensitivity in normal mode. This helps them maintain their aiming accuracy when using red dot sights as well. My suggested number is 90. The third-person sensitivity option in the firing sensitivity settings in Call of Duty. Mobile determines the camera sensitivity in third-person mode. In third-person mode, the player can see their character from behind and has a wider field of view than in first-person mode. The camera sensitivity in third-person mode affects the speed at which the camera turns and the accuracy of aiming. The higher the camera sensitivity value, the faster the camera turns and the accuracy of aiming decreases. Conversely, the lower the camera sensitivity value, the slower the camera turns and the accuracy of aiming increases. In general, professional Call of Duty, mobile players prefer to set the camera sensitivity in third-person mode slightly lower than the camera sensitivity in first-person mode. This helps them maintain their aiming accuracy in third-person mode as well. The number I suggest to you is 85. I hope this video has helped you to accurately adjust your sensitivity and optimize your gameplay. The most important points that we shared in this video were about graphics settings, using the fixed speed option in rotation mode, and setting the standard sensitivity. I hope these tips I've taught you will yield the best results in your game. Lastly, I would be delighted if you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you can stay informed as soon as the next videos are released. Good luck and may you be victorious in your endeavors.